Hi guys, welcome to another video by Optionables. I'm Sujit, and in this video we'll be discussing an interesting topic which we had told we'll be covering up with. And because recently you might have heard about this crypto banning and all these rumors, right? So there is a lot of news about that. And yesterday, that is on 24th of November and 23rd of November, cryptos in India were down by almost 25 to 30% according to its peers in the globe. Basically, it was only in India that had happened, and in the globe it wasn't there. So there was a lot of panic happening around this crypto world, and in India we could feel it. And there are a lot of rumors which had taken place telling that cryptos will be banned in India. You won't be able to sell crypto. Holding a crypto is offense. Holding a crypto is basically a criminal thing, and you will be put into jail. And there is a lot of negative news about it. But there are some positives and some facts also. We have to do some fact checking before entering or before coming into a decision. So today we have our friend Pranay Loya, who is our close friend and who is Saket's classmate also. So currently he is working at Bain & Co. and as a senior analyst, and he'll be joining us to answer most of our queries. So we get all our questions answered. And we will welcome Mr. Pranay Loya to this session, and he'll be answering all our questions. Hi, Pranay.
Hi, Sujit. Yeah,
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. How are you?
all good, Sujit.
Good. Okay. So recently we also had a session regarding cryptos. So our motive is to basically educate about financial thing, irrespective of whatever it is, basically, if it comes to cryptos or equities or anything. But we want to make sure that people or our audience are educated with respect to all this. So what are your thoughts about what had happened recently, Pranay?
Okay. So if you look at the Indian markets, they usually trade at a premium of 5 to 7%. For example, if a Bitcoin or Ethereum is trading at 40 lakhs in US and global markets, in India it would trade at 42 to 43 lakhs. That is 5 to 7% premium. This happens because the Indian market is pretty new and the exchanges transaction fees are pretty high. So that's the reason usually you'll see a 5 to 7% premium on the prices. If you look at the current scenario, when the news came out with the bill maybe placed in the in the parliament session, the upcoming session on 29th of November, the crypto markets started panicking and almost everyone started selling crypto. And the Bitcoin price was trading at 20 to 25% at discount to the global prices. For example, if it's trading at 40 lakhs in US, in India it was trading at 32 lakhs. So this was totally an Indian phenomenon. It wasn't affecting any part of the global world. So my understanding over here is, let's break down what's about why there is so much hype about the crypto bill right now. The biggest concern about crypto bill is that it has a clause with regards to criminalization, wherein people holding or trading in crypto may have to go to jail. Okay. But this is a part of February bill, which was proposed to be tabled in February, but in that session it wasn't tabled. And similarly, along with this crypto bill, there are 25 other bills that may be placed in this session, and it is still a possibility. It has not been placed yet.
Okay. Okay.
To clarify, there are a lot of Twitter influencers and financial crypto analysts and influencers. What their belief right now is, it may be a mistake from their end, wherein they have copied the February 2021 document and issued it as a 2021 description. If you see the description of 2021, whatever we have, we just have a title and description, basic description.
Correct.
If you compare those, each and every word match on both the things. Okay. The only thing that is changing here is the spelling of cryptocurrency. There was a typo in the previous bill. Here, there is no typo and the cryptocurrency is perfectly written. That's the only change that has been issued right now. So there are two school of thoughts. There are two thoughts with regards to privacy coins. So everyone is saying the private coins would be banned, right?
No, what is privacy coin? And because we haven't heard about this, right?
Yeah. So in crypto world, everyone talks about privacy coin. Okay. So I'll explain from government perspective and what the crypto world is. The government in 2019, that is Department of Economic Affairs, so they came up with a circulation about the definition of cryptocurrency or the private cryptocurrency.
Okay.
It stated that anything that is not sovereign backed, that is not backed by the government of India or issued by the government of India, will be considered as private. In that case, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Adana card, anything would be considered as private as per the definition of private coin, right?
Okay, this is a definition by our government. Yeah.
In 2019, a lot of things have changed from 2019 to 2021, but still the new definition is not yet out, right? We do not know what the private coin is. A lot of influencers talking that the private coins, they are comparing this with the privacy coins. These privacy coins, I'll tell you how this works. If you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, since they trade on a public blockchain, everyone can see the ledger, right? The ledger is visible to everyone. For example, if I transfer cryptocurrency from my wallet to yours, the transaction, everything is visible in the blockchain, like the ledger is visible.
Okay, so this happens. So this happens. Can you give some examples for this? Like how does it happen in Bitcoin or?
So yeah. So with respect to hashes, I don't want to go in the details with regards to this. Just know that whenever transaction is executed, it's visible for everyone to verify, right?
Okay.
It goes to the miners, everyone will verify, and the transaction will be open to public eyes, right? Everyone can see. But with regards to privacy coins like Monero and Dash, those are made for the purpose that no one can see and the transaction can happen.
Okay.
So government is concerned that this can be, or maybe this is very prone to Hawala networks and anti-money laundering. So that's the biggest concern the government is having. So on 16th of November, the government had a giants in a committee, that parliamentary committee, with regards to cryptocurrency. They came up and they met the crypto exchanges in India and all the influencers. When they met, after the discussion, media reported that the conclusion of the meeting stated that cryptocurrency cannot be banned in India. Secondly, it stated that it has to be regulated. Okay. Everyone agreed to regulation. With regards to regulation, they said there will be a body to regulate. No one knows whether it will be RBI, whether it will be SEBI, whether it will be a new body. There is no clarification on that. What we know apart from this is that it may be regulated in the regulatory bill. So nothing is out yet. Everything is speculation right now.
Okay.
So, and a lot of people are panicking and selling it at the price which is lower than the global market.
Exactly.
That it will be banned in India. So people are selling it at 33 lakhs because they don't want to be part of this scenario wherein they will be considered as a criminal and all these things. So the biggest problem this panic selling happened was in February. Okay, this was supposed to be tabled, and there was a rumor that this may be tabled and cryptocurrency would be banned. And cryptocurrency again fell by 10 to 15%. Similar thing that happened right now.
Correct.
March and April, Elon Musk started tweeting, crypto markets reached all-time high. All the crypto investors in India, a lot of people started opening accounts.
Okay. Before moving there, I just want to know, because 2 years before, it was people, even I was skeptical about crypto, or anyone who I asked, they're skeptical because they'll be like, okay, it's not regulated in India. There is no physical sort of thing. They were all skeptical about crypto world. But 2 years down the lane, everyone, I think almost our age group, around 20 to 30, I think most of them have WazirX or CoinSwitch Kuber or CoinDex, DCX, right? So any of these accounts. So almost, I think I read somewhere wherein 1.5 crores of accounts has been opened in recent time. And what is this skepticality turned into FOMO? Is it the same thing, or how is it?
FOMO works two ways, right? When the markets goes up, everyone wants to jump in it. Like no one wants to lose money.
Correct.
And when the market goes down, everyone wants to get out as soon as possible.
Correct.
So similar thing happened here in April when the markets are going up, everyone wanted to open. As you said, few exchanges even claimed that there are 10 crore accounts in India. But recently, I heard that the accounts has been misstated. Now it's 1.5 crores. Even if you consider 1.5 crore out of a 150 crore economy, people, still 1 to 2% of the people are already into crypto.
Correct.
Now think if government states that this will be banned and everyone will be considered as a criminal, do you think 1.5 crore people would be considered as a criminal?
That's an interesting question to think about, because do you think 1.5 crores people will be put into jail? So that is one of the
criminal offense and execution. That is a different scenario right now that I'm talking about. So with regards to what the government plans to do, there are two reasons why they want to regulate this.
Okay.
There are two concerns that the government has. One is Ponzi schemes. If you look at Ponzi schemes, what people do, I even read that one of the influencers, just for the sake of showing people and educating people, launched a donkey coin. Okay. To show how easy it is to just launch a cryptocurrency. It can just go up and it can be manipulated. So in order to show this, you can launch your own crypto. There are 10,000, thousands of cryptocurrencies, which are just for fun, people start making it. And a lot of people, what they're doing is they are just investing without even researching, because if you see the markets every day, you see 100, 200% return in a day. Who wouldn't want to get that, right?
Yeah, who wouldn't want to miss such opportunity?
Exactly. That's the reason the government is very skeptical that they'll take these kind of scams are pretty common, right? So this is called as rug pull, wherein the people will start a cryptocurrency project, and once the cryptocurrency starts going up, they'll start selling everything and they'll abandon the project, take up the money. The same thing happened with Squid Game currency.
Squid
Right?
Game, yeah, recently.
From $30 it went to $2,800,
I
and
think that
in a span of
peak
3 seconds or 5 seconds, it just fell to
exactly.
zero.
If I may ask you, so what was the peak market capitalization of that Squid Coin? Like, because I thought that I heard that it was more than 3 to 5 trillion. So
the whole point is it can just go in a second, but the figure that I remember is $3 million was siphoned, right? People gained $3 million, and the people who launched the project, the next day, all the pages, everything were missing, right? The Squid Game pages that were there, it all went missing within a span of a day.
okay.
So
So here,
what
just
people
want
need
to
to remember is that research, at least see if those companies or the cryptocurrency has any use case before investing in it.
So to my audience, I just want you. This is one lesson what we can take it from here. So before investing in any form of assets, let it be cryptocurrency or stock market, actually go through it once, what it is, analyze it before investing, so that you can analyze your risk appetite and you can invest accordingly. If someone else tells you, okay, invest in that, just have a look at what it is, so that you will know what exactly you are investing in, so that you can keep it on a longer term basis or short term basis upon your analysis. Otherwise, there is no free money in this world, because and everyone thinks that if giving tips by
Regards
giving
to
tips,
Squid Games, the interesting thing about Squid Game was, in the document that was issued, it stated that you can only buy Squid Game currency and you cannot sell it.
okay,
People did not read that, and they still ended up buying it, right?
okay.
So even though they cannot sell it, they just went on buying it, because looking at the media, right? The biggest concern is media should, like, I'm not criticizing media, but the fact that is always viewed by people is something that is very hyped up, right? People will not open a document or read a news which states that this crypto went from 10 to 11, but people will read it when something goes from 10 to 1,000. So that is how everyone adopts to their customer, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So to just summarize here, anyone who wants to invest, just go through what it is and you analyze its use case, so that you can have a better returns or better investment journey. Yeah. Moving on, and I just want to understand what are the concerns about crypto state in India, because these things, as we spoke about regulations and all, I just want to understand. Can you give our audience in brief, so that they'll have much more clarity about what is happening exactly?
Yeah. The biggest concern that I have in India is there are a lot of people who are investing in crypto right now, and everyone is losing money, not because of their mistake, but because of exchanges not working. Okay, there are a few centralized exchanges, big exchanges. If you look at this crash, if you place an order, that was executed after 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
In 10 to 15 minutes in crypto, the prices can change significantly.
Exactly.
And whenever there is a panic selling or panic buying, and you try to place a buy or sell order, it gets executed very late. And you get a Twitter response from exchanges that due to higher volumes, there has been a delay. The whole question is, did the exchanges not anticipate that these many people would be trading in this scenario? There are a lot of stress testing that can be done. There are a lot of things that the servers can be improved. If you look at those monies being involved, a lot of people's money is at stake. And I would still want that cryptocurrency exchanges shouldn't just abandon in such scenario when the new people who are just entering this space lose out money, not because of their fault, but because of the exchange's fault. I am pretty sure a lot of people here would have definitely been cribbing about how this exchange has stopped working, and I did not want to sell, and I did not want to sell it at this price, but it still got executed. So when you try to sell, it always gets executed at the lowest price, and when you buy, it always gets executed at the topmost price.
Yeah. So this happens in our stock market too. So
yeah, that's the main reason we want regulation, right?
Correct.
Everything be regulated. Like if you look at stock market, if you see Zerodha being down for more than 2 to 5 minutes, 15 minutes, everyone will start panicking, right? This happens every day, like almost whenever there's a volatility in crypto, it happens every time that you try to place an order, it won't get executed for 15, 20 minutes. So if you see a lot of people coming in, this should be addressed. Secondly, the Ponzi schemes, the trap that people are investing in, there are a lot of meme coins that people are investing their life savings in. Please refrain from that. It's like everyone wants to get rich. Even I want to get rich quickly, but doesn't mean I'll excuse me, I can keep on investing in something that may not exist even in future.
Okay. So I just have one more doubts regarding these exchanges. Is there any alternative solution for this? So that if some in one exchange there is some crash, can I have an alternative solution so that at that moment I shouldn't be panicking? Is there any way out like that?
So right now, if you look at, everyone cannot have access to private wallet where they can transfer money, they can buy. Like if you want to buy, you will have to go through a transaction. So everyone cannot have an access to it. They'll have to go through a centralized exchange. If they are doing it through a centralized exchange, they'll have to have a money in their account. If you look at this scenario, people who had money in their WazirX account or Coin-D6 account, they were able to buy it. And if someone wanted to transfer their money through the deposit method, it got stuck for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 years.
Okay.
The transaction wasn't executed. So there was an arbitrage opportunity wherein people would have transferred cryptocurrency, buying on one exchange and trying to sell it on another exchange. But this is more in terms of books when people can try. But when you try to execute here, there will be a lot of glitches in terms of the exchanges being hung, the amount being not deposited. You'll have to wait few hours. The prices may go up and down during that time. So those are the risks that are being faced here. And everyone cannot afford a private wallet here.
Okay. Concluding our discussion, I just want you to summarize what we have to do and do's and don'ts, basically, so that we remember all this during our investing journey.
Yeah. So right now, with regards to crypto bill, first of all, no one has clarity. So do not panic. First of all, do not panic. No matter whatever comes, just wait for what comes in the picture because they'll definitely give you time to liquidate. The only concern that government has is if they ban everything, who will buy, right? If you want to sell right now, they'll give you 6 months time frame to exit, 3 months time frame to exit. But who will buy? If everyone is going to sell, who will buy then? So that is a concern that government has to think about. And there will be a lot of discussions on it. And before passing anything, it has to go through Lok Sabha, it has to go through Rajya Sabha, it has to go to President. And after everything, it can still be challenged at Supreme Court. So it's not a complete thing that this can never be challenged. Right. And with regards to banking ban that happened in 2018 as well, where RBI thought that this is their stance with regards to cryptocurrency was pretty clear that they do not want it that time, right? Ethereum and Bitcoin. So what they said that banks cannot trade in cryptocurrencies, it will be illegal, it will be banned. In later on when this was challenged in Supreme Court, these decisions were overturned. RBI did that because if you block the source of money going into crypto, if you stop the source of rupee going into crypto, you can stop everything. Right?
Correct.
But later the circular was issued that you cannot be stopping banks from dealing in crypto. And the biggest point I want people to know is cryptocurrency is not just limited to exchanging money. It's a secondary point of view. It is not a competitor to INR. It is not a competitor to USD and everything. It's more of, if you look at cryptocurrency use cases, the blockchain use cases, I'll give an example with respect to tokenization and NFTs. For tokenization, suppose you have a land of $10 million, about 100 crore land. Do you think you'll be easily able to buy and sell those? It's really difficult to find an investor, right?
Correct.
But what if those 100 crore land can be broken down into 10,000 pieces of 10 lakhs each? Do you think those each token will be easily tradable? Will that provide more liquidity?
Yes,
so real assets can be tokenized that way. That is also a use case of blockchain. Similarly, blockchain has a great usage in terms of gaming, right? If you look at gaming, you buy skins and metaverse that is coming, that Facebook is investing in, Meta is investing in. So if you look at future, lot of things that are attached to crypto, lot of things that are attached to blockchain. So consider that government wants to adopt the technology. So in the regulation bill as well, they are not against the technology, but they are against about the misuse of what is happening. So there are two things that they've discussed, regulation and Ponzi's. So they're concerned about those. And that's the reason government has come up with, they've just proposed this may be tabled or this may not be tabled. So everything is still not clear. And instead of panicking, just make sure you do not sell your crypto at a lesser price than what is trading at the global markets, right? Until and unless. Just wait. These things would again come back to normal when things stabilize. And all these are my personal views. My company, no one is involved here. And as per my experience, the same thing happened in February when cryptocurrency fell by 10% and 20% below the discount, the price, and again it corrected back to the prices. Yeah. So do not lose your hard-earned money just reading the news. Just follow mainstream media. You can follow Twitter Spaces. You can follow me with regards to financial advice and personal financial information. I create those content on Instagram. You can follow me on the particular ID, that is LOYA_Pranay, for more such financial videos.
And that's actually great information, Pranay. And I think all our audience or all our viewers will have some other key takeaways from this interaction. So to summarize, I just want to summarize so that they'll have one just in there. And one, government is planning to regulate it and not planning to ban it. So don't sell your cryptos in panic. And two, if you want to sell, don't sell it at a discount compared to the global peers. So in US or other part of the globe, there is no crash in cryptos. They're still trading at normal prices, and that was only in India that it crashed. And don't panic and sell it. Wait for the prices to come up to the global peers. And third point is privacy coins or private coins, whatever we call it as, that may be banned. That is in the bill, I guess. And thanks a lot, Pranay. And you can also follow Pranay on Instagram and YouTube as well. We'll be giving the link in description. He makes amazing videos on Instagram about personal finances too. And to stay updated about financial markets and global markets, do follow Optionables. And thank you, guys.